Yo, what's up? I'm Z the Free.
Yo, this is Rubik's.
What's up? I'm Mayo.
What up? It's your boy 17.
Yo, it's Young Pop Mito.
It's your boy MIKVY, and you're watching Hip Hop Certified.
Hip Hop Certified.
Hip Hop certified.
Hip Hop Certified.
Hip Hop Certified. Rock!
And you're watching Hip Hop Certified.
What's good, Hip Hoppers? Esteban Xound here. Just pulling out to pick up my mans. You're gonna see who it is. Very special guest today. I'm late, but we gonna make this motherfucker pop out here. What is good, Hip Hoppers? It is Esteban Xound here with Hip Hop Certifieds, The Drive-By. This is our season ender. We're gonna tuck it away for the season, but we are gonna come back next spring. But I figured we would end this off properly. And today we have a very special guest. Now, my man over here, he's a street entrepreneur, a videographer, a photographer, a content creator, a businessman, and much, much more. We have the incredible, and you gotta help me out with this, the last name,
Vinet.
How you doing?
Feeling good, man. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Dope. So, let's get it rolling. Let's get it driving.
Do this.
Let's fucking do this. So, you just hit 4,000
Instagram followers. Yeah.
You also you're really close to 2,000 subscribers.
We just broke 2,000.
On YouTube?
Yeah, like yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we just broke like 24,000 on TikTok. Just.
Are you on TikTok?
Yeah.
No, get out of here. Are you serious?
Dude, TikTok's where it's at, man. It's crazy. The amount of exposure, engagement on that app is unreal. I think we've been on there for just over 70 days. Cracked 24,000 followers.
Wow. On TikTok.
Yeah, man, it's wild.
That's a trip. And your most highest viewed video is just, I think it's about to hit 1 million.
It's over 1 million.
It's over 1 million. It's got to be over. Yeah, it's got to be over 1 million.
That also broke 1 million like a couple days ago. We have a video on TikTok that's also about to break 1 million, which is fucking unreal.
Word. So you're doing numbers out here, man.
Somewhat, I guess. Yeah.
How did you do it? How have you been able to do it?
Honestly, it's luck. The video on YouTube that hit 1 million was we were headed out to a drift competition in Penticton, British Columbia. And on our way, we stopped in Sicamous, and my buddy's dad's friend has this crazy, like, 1,000 horsepower speedboat. And we ended up going for a ride on that boat, and I just grabbed a GoPro for fun, kind of filmed our ride on this boat, and 1 million views later.
That's crazy.
It wasn't even expected. It wasn't a video we planned to make. It was just one of those videos. I used it as a filler while I was making the other content, like to drop a video while everyone was waiting. And then that video
like blew up for some reason.
Yeah, ridiculous.
That's crazy. But how have you been able to get like those kind of numbers across the board on all platforms?
That was basically a one-off. That wasn't our videos. Maybe we're lucky to hit 1,000 on YouTube, but for the most part, yeah, 1 million's pretty unheard of for us. On Facebook, we can do pretty well between 5,000, 10,000 pretty consistently on each video.
Dope. So that's impressive, because we're trying to get to that point.
Yeah, you just got to keep working at it, and it grows. It takes so much time. At first, I'd be happy to get 100 views.
Literally, yes.
Yeah. Like 100's exciting.
Word. Okay, so also, you've expressed to me that you want to get into the hip-hop community.
Yes, sir.
You want to start getting into the hip-hop community and start doing some film work, some videography work.
Absolutely.
Why do you want to get into the hip-hop community in Calgary? This is a hip-hop show. People want to know.
Yeah, just like the reason we got into videos is a passion for cars, less so than a passion for video and photography. And hip-hop's a huge passion in my life, and it's definitely a route I'd like to go down. I want to work on things I'm passionate for, not so much things I don't really give a shit about.
Word.
More like hip-hop, cars, those are probably my two biggest passions in this world. And I've got the cars kind of on lock now, and I kind of want to break into that world. We've shot a couple shows here and there, but we also haven't put much time into trying to get out there in the hip hop scene yet.
So for those that don't know, who have you shot for already?
I've shot a lot for True Rhythm. I've shot
Shouts
SDK
out.
shows. I got to shoot Tech 9 and a couple of the local guys, Little King, Clark Lean. I've shot some of their shows, but as opening acts for the bigger shows.
Right.
Right.
Dope.
Yeah,
So,
man.
you also use a lot of hip hop music in your videos.
Basically strictly hip hop, unless a client wants otherwise. If it's up to me, I'm using hip hop. But yeah, I use hip hop no matter what. You can always find the vibe you need with a hip hop track.
So why hip hop? What attracts you to hip hop? Like what?
I don't know. It's just basically what I grew up on. It's the thing I can relate to the most. I don't relate to country music or techno or whatever that shit is. It's just I can relate the most to hip hop. You know, it speaks to me the most.
Word. We're in a very similar space. That's dope.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to get into everything 403 Street Driven, into your story.
Right.
But first, I want to tell a story.
Okay.
And this story is actually, I don't tell this story a lot, but I figured I'd share it. And it's a story that's very close to me. So, take us back to 2017. To add some context, I'm working full-time at Lowe's. I'm doing my thing in the streets. I'm a year out of high school, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with my life.
Right.
But
Been
I
there.
think I am,
Right. Yeah.
you know?
I feel you.
And 420 had just passed. I got in this massive car accident. I'd say a pretty big car accident that almost killed me. Like I risked my life. And I was just like, I really need to make a change in my life.
Right.
In this car right here, this car that we're sitting in right here.
You crashed in this car?
Yes.
It's untouched.
It looks pretty good now, but if you saw this thing a couple years ago, this thing was fucked.
That's impressive.
So, and I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with my life? I know I need to make a change. And Dustin hits me up. Me and Dustin had known each other since middle school,
Right.
since I moved here.
Right. Dustin's my younger brother, if anyone's wondering.
Also your partner in,
4th Street Driven. Yeah. We do everything together.
yes. And me and Dustin had known each other for a minute. And he had taught me a lot, he had showed me a lot. And we were also, we were in similar environments. We had similar friends, we were, involved in similar things. We were in similar environments, let's just put it like that. And he tells me that he's going to this event over at Claire's home.
Rocky Mountain Drift Club.
Rocky Mountain Drift Club. And this same week, I had told everybody that I was involved with at that time, doing my bullshit, that I was taking a week off.
Okay.
I was like, I'm taking a week off, I need to find myself, right? Same week, Dustin's like, yo, we got this event that's happening. So, at this point, I kind of knew what 403 Street Driven was at the time, but I didn't really know what 403 Street Driven was. I just knew that my homie who I'd seen through middle school, through high school, was doing something positive. He told me, oh, this is, something that I'm doing with my brother. We had an idea, but we didn't really know.
Right.
So we supported it because we were just like, yo, like this is the homie. We gotta support. He's doing something that's legal, something that's dope, like a way out.
Right.
So we're like, yo, put that shit on our cars, put the sticker on the back of my car. We all were just repping that shit. We're like, yo, this is dope. But I didn't really know what 403 Street Driven was until I went out to that event.
Right.
So we go out to that event. It was about, I think it was like 2 hours out of Calgary.
That was like maybe an hour.
Maybe an hour,
Yeah.
2 hours out of
Just past
Calgary.
High River.
Yes. And I'd never been to this town before. Never heard of Rocky Mountain Drift Club. I was just like, I need to do something with my life and something's calling me to this event. So I pull up. I see you there. I see Dustin there. Pull up. Everybody there. From the moment I entered that area, the lady was who was at the front was so nice. Everybody there was so nice. I see these cars that are like out of this universe. Some of them don't even have like front seats. Like just some crazy shit that you've never seen before. I was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, this is dope. And obviously you guys start showing me around. You start doing your thing, whatever, right? You start doing your photography, videography, going out in the middle of the fucking arena, risking your life with these drifts. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And I saw how much fun you guys were having and how much like purpose that gave you. And I was like, holy shit, I need something like this.
For sure.
I need to find a community that I can relate to, that I can find purpose within. And I was like, holy shit, like this is something that like I need in my life, you know what I mean? And I was just so inspired by what you guys were doing at the time. So, I wanted to know, because I know you also come from a similar background. What was your transition like from street life to 403 street driven life?
I was basically the same thing where you kind of realize to a point in your life you can't keep doing the same shit. Like I was drinking heavy, I was partying way too much. And then there was a day I decided, okay, no more, I'm not gonna drink for a year, I'm not gonna do drugs, I'm gonna do nothing, go completely sober for a year straight and kind of see how that impacts my life. And I told myself if I felt like not drinking impacted my life and I wasn't having fun or no more social life, that I'd go back and do the same thing I was doing. But after that year, it was pretty clear to me that drinking was not the thing to do. So I just started once I realized that I could go a year without drinking, I kind of told myself like you could basically do anything. And then it was trial and error of trying to kind of find things that I liked and enjoyed to do. And at first it was Muay Thai. I got really into martial arts. I was training like every day. And then over time, I was actually watching this YouTube channel Dustin recommended to me called the YYC Locals. They're basically a group of friends that have like really badass JDM Japanese cars here in Calgary. And I just got super into watching their videos, just watching them have fun, kind of do their thing, fuck around with cars. And then it inspired me to buy a car again. Back in the day, I had an R32 Nissan Skyline, and it kind of made me want to buy a car again. So I saved up money, and then I bought an R32 Skyline again.
The one that you originally bought?
I bought my old car back without even knowing I bought it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man, it was pretty wild.
That's insane.
I drove around for a week not even knowing it was my old car. Because like they changed the paint on it slightly to a little bit darker of gray. But what gave it away is it had the same tires on it.
And the dent or whatever, yeah?
Yeah, I was parked in a Chinese food parking lot, and some guy started backing his truck into my door and just fucked it, and it kind of was a little janky.
Oh.
And then the same thing, it's like, this door's fucked, the tires are the same, like something suspicious here. So I called up my insurance, I was like, can you run the VIN number on this car and see if it matches up with my old car? And sure enough, it's the exact same car. So after I bought the car, I wanted to get more involved in the car community, and just kind of looking, I figured maybe I'd start an Instagram page and just take photos and kind of post on the page, have fun with it. No intent to grow it into anything, just kind of, I wanted to have a purpose in the car community. I wanted to be someone that everyone knew in a way, in a sense, right?
Yeah, that's kind of like what you get into, like I want that respect kind of thing.
Exactly. And then immediately into taking photos, we realized we need to take videos, because I think we took a couple videos on our cell phones and they just did so much better than the photos we were taking. And then Dustin was coming to me with all these car shows and events, and he'd just kind of hang around, and he didn't really have anything to do. So I figured maybe you can do the videos, I'll take the photos, and we can kind of work together and build this thing. Again, not really, no intent to build what we built today, but just kind of have fun, enjoy cars, have a reason to go out to these shows instead of just kind of hang around, kick rocks. And then over the time, it's just snowball effect rolled, keeps going.
That's crazy. So I remember you talking in one of your videos, this started as like a hobby.
Yeah, 100%.
But how have you turned your hobby into a business?
It's just you, at a certain point after you do something for long enough, you get good enough at it, you become undeniable, and people will start reaching out to you for your work once you hit a certain point. Before, as I would reach out to people and ask them if I could photograph their cars, and a lot of people wouldn't, because I was just some fucking kid with 100 followers on Instagram. And no one wanted to do it because there was no value in my exposure because I had no following.
Right, right.
And then over time, people started messaging me asking to collab, and to this point, it's people message me asking me how much. So it all rolls. Over time, things build, and like I said, you become undeniable, and people want your work. There becomes a desire for your work.
How many years have you been doing this so far?
About 3.5.
3.5. So it started back in 2016.
Yes.
That's pretty impressive. For 3 years, 3.5 years?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, they say it takes four years to start off a business, right? Or
Yeah, once I kind of got into it, my main goal is after 5 years, I want to quit my job and do this full time. And we're almost there.
word. So where do you get that entrepreneurial spirit? Where do you get that mindset from, that entrepreneur? Because you and your brother, like, not to put you in the same box, but you and your brother also have that same, like, spirit that I get.
I've had that since I was a child, man. I'm out there raking leaves, selling lemonades, reading books on how to make money when I was just a young kid. Like, it's always been a part of me. I've always been an entrepreneur, and I just really had to find something that I've tried so many things. Like, street driven isn't the first thing I've tried. I've constantly been trying to find different things and different avenues to make money, whether they're good avenues or not.
Word.
But I've always been trying, and then eventually you find something that you really enjoy and something you want to pursue.
So can you tell me any of your previous entrepreneurial ventures that you can say on camera?
I got into Amazon FBA, kind of where online arbitrage, where you go out to stores and you buy shit that is cheaper than it would sell on Amazon, and then you sell it on Amazon for an upmarket price. I made a bit of money doing that. I've flipped sneakers a little bit. A lot of it I can't really say too much about. But
I mean, you can say as much as you can, right?
Yeah, but I've always been out there hustling.
Word.
Whether it was frowned upon or not.
Right.
I've never stopped. I'm always trying to. Since I was a young child, I told myself I'm not going to work a 9-to-5 job.
Word.
Yeah.
So, like, were any of your parents were any of your parents a business owner, or
No.
that was just like something you were born with? Like, you just.
Yeah, we grew up pretty poor, and just the hunger makes you desire more things. My dad's a very hardworking person, and I've always aspired to be like him, but in my own way, do my own thing.
Word. So, I wanted to ask, with 403 Street Driven, you've built it up to a point where now you're doing merch.
Correct.
How important is merchandise into what you guys are trying to build with your brand?
I wouldn't say it's super important, but that's another avenue I've always wanted to do. Like, how cool every young kid has dreamed about having a clothing company. And now that we have the market and the exposure to actually sell our things, like, I have fucking ideas galore on merch that I want to make. It's just been saving up that money to spend this huge money designing, producing, and all that stuff with this merch, because you can't make 10 shirts. You run out of a size instantly. You got to buy these huge quantities.
Right.
If you have the demand.
Right. Yo, shout outs to, we're repping that shit, you know what I'm saying?
There's one right there, Pop Socket.
Bingo. Yes. So shouts out. Now, I wanted to ask, what happens when you guys want to expand beyond the 403 Street Driven, like beyond the 403 area? Now, I know you've done shows and collaborations, outside in the smaller towns.
Right.
But what happens when you guys want to go to Toronto? Or what happens when you guys want to go to the States? Or a different country? Are you still 403 Street Driven?
100%, man. We represent Calgary till I die. Like, we're bringing Calgary with us. Calgary's raised us, inspired us. It's part of who we are, so I'll always work under that. I've shot, like, nasal spray commercials under 403 Street Driven.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, man.
So, okay, so
weddings, real estate.
What do people think? Like, what are the businesses when they approach you? What do they think about the name? Does it have like a negative connotation to it? They're like, ooh, it's street. We don't know what this is. Or how do you overcome that?
I've never really had a problem, honestly. It's never been brought up to me. That street driven to me is like, yeah, it has its back roots of we grew up on the streets and stuff like that. But then again, it's the fact of building a car and having a car, you're driven by the streets, like driving your car, quite literally street driven.
Yo, it's just dope because we're literally in a car right now.
Yeah, exactly, driving down the streets, you know?
Yes. Word. So that's pretty much my last thing that I want to end it off with is we got to end it off with the freestyle.
Okay.
Now, I hit you up previous to this. And for those that don't know, if you want to come in the drive-by, I'm going to need you to spit at least 4 bars.
Fair enough.
Now, I know my man over here is not a spitter.
I'm not a rapper.
He's not a rapper. But I asked him, and you said you're okay with it.
Yeah, man, deal's a deal.
Give me 4 bars minimum. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to throw on a beat.
Okay.
And I'm going to just see what happens.
All right, it's going to be so embarrassing, but yeah, let's do it.
I'm going to throw on a beat and let's just see what happens. Shout out to Beats by Con. This is the Frontseat Freestyle. Ooh. This is the Frontseat Freestyle. Shout out to Beats by Con. We'll put the link in the description for Beats by Con's instrumentals. And let's kick it off.
Let's do this.
Yeah. Driving down Minda 4. Ain't gonna pee poor no more. I ain't driving no Honda Accord. I'm trying to pull up in a fucking 4-door, yeah. Okay. Trying to drive it down the streets. Trying to spit it on the beat and then I gotta eat. Yeah. And it's so fucking lethal. I'm here chilling with my motherfucking people. Vinet, so driven. He got ambition, he got vision. He split it up like nuclear fission. Come and tell him what you itching, yeah.
Alright. Here we go.
Okay.
Riding with my boy Dosty, getting toasty. Riding with Esteban in the black act. Never packed a Mac, but I always had dreams. Get that cream if you know what I mean. Fuck.
There you go. You got any more? Come on.
Let me think. Alright. Started from the bottom and we almost at the top. Trying to get that pussy in and trying to get some guap.
Hey!
Fuck, man, I don't know.
That's dumb. Trying to get the guap. And we do this for the fucking real hip hop. Be the tip top. We got some big boss. I never hunt no Rick Ross. He pissed off, no dip sauce. I came through like I got a rip off. Actually, shout outs to fucking Zach. Show him how you motherfucking rap.
Well, that's me.
Back to you.
Alright. Esteban in the car bars. I don't fucking know, man. I can't rap. I told you I'd try.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That was dope. I'm happy you fucking did that.
That's way harder than I thought it.
Yeah, I'm so happy you did that.
I tried.
Yo, a lot of people, there's people that who do this full time, who almost didn't want to spit.
Really?
And you came in here, you don't even spit, but you came here and you fucking did it.
I never freestyle in my life, so.
I appreciate that shit. Thank you. Respect.
Thanks, man.
So, with that being said, let the people know where they can find all of your music, or shit, not all your music, all of your content, everything 403 Street Driven. Let them know where they can check you out personally. 403, check it out.
You can find us on Facebook, 403 Street Driven. We're on Instagram at 403_Street Driven. Everything else, YouTube, TikTok, 403 Street Driven. We also have a website, www.403streetdriven.com.
Hey, there you go. And if you want to check Hip Hop Certified, we also got a website, hiphopcertified.com. At Hip Hop Certified on Instagram, Twitter. And make sure you subscribe to both our channels, goddammit. We're going to put the link in the description. And we're out here. Hip Hop Certified's Drive-By. Esteban Xound.
Vinet, 403 Street Driven.
And we're out here. Peace.